Hi everybody, hope you're having a good start to the week and you're not finding it too tricky being at home all the time. Just another quick couple of activities that you could try. Please don't feel like you have to do all of these suggestions that we're putting up. It's just a few quick ideas for things that you might like to try at home. So the first one we're going to have a look at is a number activity. And again, this has just taken me minutes to set up. So I've just got here some play food. But if you don't have play food, you could just use real food, packets of food that you've got in the cupboard. You could be getting out packets of crisps, you could be getting out fruit, various different real items of food, and you could do the exact same activity with real food items. So I've got the food items out, and then I've put prices next to the items, and then down here I've got a little pot of money, and we're basically just going to play a game of shops and take it in turns to be the shopkeeper and then the other one buying the food. And this covers so many different elements of maths, because to begin with, they've got to be able to recognise the numbers. So you could start off by just talking about, oh, well, what numbers can you see? You could then talk about, well, why is the P there, and talk about that's for the pence. This is a really great activity for both reception and year one. In reception, in terms of money, all that they have to be able to do by the end of the year is just be able to talk about money in their play. So things like going to a shop, pretending to go to a shop, and picking something up and then saying, how much would this be? Or saying £10 please, just things like that. In their play. That's all they have to be able to do by the end of reception. And then for year ones, by the end of year one, they are expected to be able to know and recognise different coin values. So if you've got a year one, it might be nice to try and have a pot of coins like this, and talk about the value of each coin. And then what I've done is I've written a range of different values, and I thought it would be good to discuss some of these values. So for example, the 3p one might be good to discuss, because you could talk about how you could get 3 pennies to make the 3p, or you could get a 2p and a 1p. Again, this might be more of a year one activity in terms of working out the different coins you would need. For reception children, you might want to guide them a bit more. And then again, you've got the 10p, where you could talk about, well, there's a 10p coin, but then how many pennies would you need? Where you'd need 10 1 pennies. And then you could also talk about 2 pennies, because earlier in the week we talked about counting in twos. So you could line up some 2 pennies and see how many 2 pennies you'd need to make the 10p. So there's so much maths that you can get from this activity. It's a really nice one. And like I said, it just took me minutes to set up. If you've not got pretend food, you could use real food, and it's just then little pieces of paper cut up, and I've just written some numbers on. If you're struggling paper wise, I think all the children should have come home with pads of paper, a book of paper, so you could always take a few pages out of that and cut those up. So yeah, that'll just be the first little activity we'll be doing tomorrow. Then the next one is a phonics activity, and I'm going to play a little game, and we're going to call it Phonics Lucky Dip. So I've decided that we're going to focus on one sound, and the sound that we're going to focus on is E, because if you've been watching the phonics videos that Read Write Inc have been doing, yesterday when they did the set 2 sounds, the focus sound was E. So I thought for tomorrow it would be nice for us to have another look at that E sound. Now, if your child's in year one, your focus sound might be one of the set 3 sounds. So you might still do E, but you could do cup of tea, where the spelling is EA to make that E sound. You could still do the E sound with the double E if your child's in year one. It's just a bit of a recap. but you might also like to think about some of those set 3 sounds. So what I've done over here is I have written down lots of words, and I've made sure that I've got lots with the E sound in, but then I've also written a few that haven't got the E sound in. So we've got say with the A sound, play with the A sound, night with the I sound, zoo with the U sound, bright with the I sound, and black. And then the rest of them have the E sound in. And then what I'm going to do with these words is I'm going to fold them up and place them into the bowl. And this is going to be our lucky dip bowl. And I think we're probably going to play it as a game. So we'll take it in turns to pick out a word, and we will unfold the word, and I will ask my daughter if the word has the E sound in. If it does, she reads the word and gets to keep the word. If it doesn't have the E sound in, then we put the word to one side, and then the winner of the game is the person that has the most words with E sound in at the end. So you don't have to play it as a game, so you could just get your child to pick them out and find all the words with the E sound in. But I thought it might be quite nice to add an extra element to it and play it as a bit of a game and a bit of a competition between us to see who can find the most words with the E sound in. So yeah, we're calling it Phonics Lucky Dip. Again, just to try and make reading a little bit more interesting. And then I've written the E sound on the blackboard, but of course you could just tell your child it's the E sound or write it down on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a blackboard. But I just thought I'd put that out in case she finds the blackboard a bit more interesting, and then she might want to start writing a few more things down on the blackboard after we finish playing. So again, yeah, it's just thinking of different ways you could get your child to write words that might be a bit more interesting to the usual writing it down on paper. And yeah, those are the 2 activities that we are going to be playing tomorrow. So please let us know if you have a go at them, and we'd love to see any pictures of you having a go. So have a good day tomorrow. Thank you.